Hey everyone! Welcome back to AI Signal and Noise, your daily dose of everything artificial intelligence. It is Tuesday, and oh my gosh, we have some absolutely wild stories to get into today.
Hey there. Yeah, today's definitely packed. But let us try to separate the actual signal from all the marketing noise. What is our first big story, Taylor?
Okay, so first up, Hollywood is officially getting a massive AI shakeup. Google DeepMind is partnering with A24, the studio behind Civil War and Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Wait, A24? The indie darling studio? That is a huge deal. But what is the actual nature of this partnership? Are they just letting AI write the scripts now?
No, not exactly. According to The Decoder, it is a long-term research partnership. And get this, the Wall Street Journal says Google is investing like $75 million in A24.
75 million? Wow, that is not pocket change. But I am always skeptical when tech giants pour money into creative spaces. What are they actually building together?
Well, they are calling it AI filmmaking research. They want to see how DeepMind's video and audio models, like Veo, can actually help filmmakers in the real production pipeline. It is so cool, dude.
Right, so it is probably about VFX, pre-visualization, maybe editing, but honestly, A24 fans love them because of their raw, human-driven storytelling. Won't AI tools alienate their core audience?
I mean, maybe some purists will complain, but honestly, A24 has always been about pushing boundaries. This is just the next logical step for them, right?
I guess so, but there is a fine line between experimental art and just pushing a button to generate a scene. The human element is what makes their films so emotional.
That is a fair point, but think about the budget side. Indie filmmakers could use these tools to create massive sci-fi worlds without needing a $200 million budget. It democratizes the process.
Or it just floods the market with cheap, generated content. I guess we'll have to wait and see what kind of films actually come out of this partnership.
Totally, but I am super excited to see what A24 directors do with it. They are always so weird and experimental anyway. It is going to be wild.
True, if anyone can make AI film tools look artsy and cool, it is probably them. Let us move on. What is next on the list?
All right, next up, we have some massive news for the developers out there. Sakana AI just launched something called Sakana Fugu.
Sakana Fugu? Like the pufferfish? Okay, that is a unique name. What does this model actually do, Taylor? Is it just another LLM?
Nope, it is actually an orchestration model. According to MarkTech Post, Fugu routes tasks across a swappable pool of frontier LLMs. It is like a super smart traffic cop for AI.
Ah, interesting. So instead of using one massive model for everything, it decides which model is best for a specific prompt and routes it there?
Exactly. And they have Fugu and Fugu Ultra. They are apparently leading most coding, reasoning, and agentic benchmarks because they can swap models out on the fly. It is so smart.
But wait, isn't routing expensive and slow? If you have to analyze the prompt first, then send it to another model, doesn't that add a lot of latency?
You would think so, but they designed it to be super efficient. And the cool part is the swappable pool. As new, better models come out, you can just plug them right in.
Okay, that part is actually pretty clever. It future-proofs your AI stack. You don't get locked into OpenAI or Anthropic, you just let Fugu route to whoever's winning the LLM race.
Yes, dude, that is exactly it. It prevents vendor lock-in, which is a massive headache for enterprises right now. Sakana is really cooking with this one.
It makes sense on paper. I just want to see how it handles complex, multi-step agentic tasks under heavy load. The routing overhead could still be a bottleneck.
Fair enough, but the benchmarks look super promising. Speaking of multi-step agents, though, our next story is about how the AI world is getting, well, loopy.
Loopy? What does that even mean?
Are the models losing their minds, or is this some new buzzword we have to tolerate?
No, it is actually a really cool concept. TechCrunch wrote about this. The loop takes agentic AI a step further by letting a swarm of agents work continuously in the background, endlessly.
Endlessly? That sounds like a recipe for a massive cloud computing bill. Or worse, an infinite loop of AI agents just talking to each other and doing nothing.
Well, yeah, that is the risk. But the idea is that instead of you prompting an AI and waiting, these agents are constantly running, optimizing your code, monitoring systems, and fixing things in real time.
Okay, so it is autonomous background operations, but how do we control them? If they are running endlessly, who is making sure they don't hallucinate and delete a database?
That is the million-dollar question, Morgan. They call it human in the loop, or sometimes human on the loop, where we just supervise. But the goal is to let them run free as much as possible.
Run free? That sounds absolutely terrifying, Taylor. If they are running free, who is auditing their actions to make sure they are not leaking sensitive user data?
Well, the developers are building in strict validation steps. The agents can only execute commands within a secure, sandboxed environment, so they can't just go totally rogue.
I don't know, dude. Endless background agent swarms sound like a security nightmare. One bad prompt or a malicious injection could trigger an unstoppable chain reaction.
True, but imagine the productivity gains. You go to sleep and your AI swarm spends the night writing, testing, and deploying a whole new software feature. That is the dream.
It is a dream until you wake up to a broken system and a $50,000 API bill. We definitely need guardrails before we let these agents run in loops.
Totally agree on the guardrails. But hey, speaking of trust and security, our last story is a major partnership that should bring some high-quality content to ChatGPT.
Oh, let me guess. Is OpenAI licensing more training data? Who did they sign a deal with this time, Taylor?
They just signed a multi-year deal with Getty Images. According to the decoder, this is going to put licensed photos directly into ChatGPT search.
Wait, Getty Images? Didn't they sue Stability AI over copyright? Now they're partnering with OpenAI? That is a massive shift in strategy.
Right? It is crazy, but it makes sense. Instead of fighting the tide, they are getting paid. Now when you search on ChatGPT, you will get high-quality, fully licensed Getty images.
But what about OpenAI's image generator, DALL-E? Is this deal just for search results, or are they going to train their future image models on Getty's library too?
The announcement mostly highlights ChatGPT search, but these multi-year deals usually have training clauses. It gives OpenAI a huge legal shield against copyright claims, which is massive for them.
That is true. It is a smart defensive move. But as a user, does this mean ChatGPT search is actually going to get better or just more corporate?
I think it will be way better. No more sketchy, low-res images from random blogs. You get professional, high-quality photos right in your chat. It is a huge win for user experience.
I suppose. It also shows that the future of AI search relies heavily on these exclusive media partnerships. If you don't have the licenses, your search engine is dead in the water.
Exactly. OpenAI is building a massive moat here. Google and Microsoft are going to have to scramble to keep up with these exclusive content deals.
Definitely. It is a land grab for high-quality data. Well, that wraps up our main stories for today. What a lineup.
Seriously, from Hollywood movies to endless AI swarms and Getty images, the pace is just unreal. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Yes, thank you for listening. Keep questioning the hype, and we will see you next time.
Absolutely. That is it for today. We will be back tomorrow with more AI news.